A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Anshi from Sattvic Council of India. I'm the training head at Sattvic Council, and today I welcome you all to the fourth session of SEED 2.0. And today we have with us Mr. Anand Kumar Jha, who is the AGM of Public Relations at IRCTC, and he'll be sharing his thoughts with us on the topic of luxury trains. I welcome you, sir.
Hello.
Over to you, sir. Over to you, sir. We can start the session.
Yes, Anshi. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, sir.
At the outset, perhaps this is the fourth day we are running this program. Is it so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is our fourth session.
This is the fourth day. So that is one thing. On the fourth day, we all are here to learn about what the Sattvic is. And we have discussed a lot of things about Sattvic, its food, the beverages, and the other things likewise. We have discussed about what the railway catering is, how the railway catering functions more or less. People here must have traveled a lot. ट्रेन में जाने वाले तो यहाँ पे मैं तो जनरली भी कहता हूँ कि शायद ही कोई इंडिया में ऐसा कोई आदमी होगा जो 20-25 साल की उम्र में एक बार भी रेल की यात्रा नहीं की होगी या रेल का चाय नहीं पिया होगा, राइट? अब
Yes, sir.
दैट इज ट्रू. अब है क्या, एक वाकया याद आ गया मुझे. We will come back straight to the topic without wasting any much of time. तो एक वाकया है छोटा सा, आप लोगों को सुनाऊंगा, आप लोगों को अच्छा लगेगा और बड़ा अच्छा रहता है इफ आई एम एबल टू मतलब अगर कैमरा सभी ऑन करेंगे तो मुझे ऐसा लगेगा कि आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग टू अ मैकेनिकल डिवाइस लाइक स्क्रीन rather than I am talking to a person in the classroom setup if possible everyone. तो दैट इज वन थिंग. अच्छा, मुझे एक छोटा सा वाकया याद आ गया. व्हेन आई वाज वेरी यंग, मे बी आई वाज जस्ट 7 or 8 years ऑफ एज, तो मेरी ग्रैंड मदर जब कभी भी उनका नाम था अन्नपूर्णा देवी, तो जब भी कभी वो चलती थी ट्रेन में तो उनके पास एक छोटा सा ग्लास स्टील का, क्योंकि उसमें प्लास्टिक और चीनी मिट्टी का जो है वो फैशन बहुत कम था. ये मैं सुना रहा हूँ आपको परहैप्स 1983-84 की बात. तो 83-84 में जब वो चलती थी तो अपने साथ वो स्टील का छोटा सा ग्लास और एक छोटी सी स्टील की प्लेट लेकर के चला करती थी. छोटी सी प्लेट इसलिए कि वो उसको खुद ही रखती, खुद ही उसमें खाना खाती और खुद ही वॉश करके फिर अपने बैग में रखती थी. न्यूज़पेपर लेकर के हम लोग चला करते थे और न्यूज़पेपर में हम लोग जो है वो खाना ले लिया करते थे. प्लास्टिक उस समय एक बहुत ही मतलब लग्जरी वाला आइटम हुआ करता था. प्लास्टिक मिलता नहीं था. कोई प्लास्टिक की बोतल कहीं पे अगर मिल जाया करती थी कभी, तो उस प्लास्टिक की बोतल को संभाल करके रख लिया करते थे कि इसमें पानी पिएंगे और पानी लेकर के जाएंगे. बाद में वो 5 लीटर वाला जो कैनिस्टर्स का इंतजाम हो गया, वह हैंडल लेकर के जो जो वेल टू डू फैमिली से हुआ करते थे, दे यूज्ड टू कैरी द कैनिस्टर्स. और एसी 3 टियर में ट्रैवल करना तो वी यूज्ड टू, उसमें एसी 3 टियर बहुत सारी ट्रेनों में हुआ भी नहीं करता था. राजधानी वाज नॉट इवन इंट्रोड्यूस्ड एट दैट टाइम. दोस वर द डेज. और राजधानी जब इंट्रोड्यूस हुई थी तो उसमें चेयर कार हुआ करती थी. तो राजधानी और ये सब चीजों के बारे में, लग्जरी और सेगमेंट के बारे में हम लोग आएंगे वापस.
Yes,
तो
sir.
जब वो ग्रैंड मदर के साथ लेकर के जब चला करते थे तो ग्रैंड मदर जो है वो चाय का ग्लास हमें देती थी और कहती थी कि जरा इसको बोलना, ये जो चाय वाला है ना, ये डायरेक्ट अपने कंटेनर से इसी ग्लास में छानेगा, और तभी जो है वो चाय पीती थी. अगर गलती से उसके वो ग्लास में, कांच वाले ग्लास में लेकर के हम लोग आ जाया करते थे तो हाथ जोड़ लेती थी, बोलती थी कि बस तुम ही लोग पियो, इसमें मेरे से तो ये पिया नहीं जाएगा. सो दैट यूज्ड टू बी द स्टैंडर्ड. मेरे कहने का मतलब ये है कि आप कौन सी चीज को इस्तेमाल करते हैं लॉजिस्टिक्स में, किस चीज से वो हो करके आपके तक पहुंचता है, ये सारी चीजें भी इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं. आप किस चीज में उसको खाना खाते हैं, तो ईदर यू शुड हैव कॉन्फिडेंस. और ये सात्विक सर्टिफिकेशन जो है, ये जो प्रोसेसेस हैं, ये एक्चुअली उस पर्टिकुलर आदमी के अंदर एक तरह का कॉन्फिडेंस देता है कि यस, दिस इज अ पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस through which these foods which is coming to you for consumption, right? और इसमें जो है वो 4 तरह के सर्टिफिकेशंस के बारे में ये तो आप लोग बताएंगे, वो टाइम टू टाइम वो आता रहेगा। तो मैं आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट प्रोसेस, एंड सेकंड थिंग व्हाट आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट राजधानी नाउ। इससे पहले तनवीर हैड कम एंड ही हैड टेकन अ क्लास ऑन वेजिटेरियन फ्रेंडली रेलवे सर्विसेज। फिर सात्विक, तामसिक और इन सब के बारे में डिस्कशन हुआ था नरेश के द्वारा। तो ये सारी चीजें जो है वो सब तो सब कुछ चलती ही रहती हैं। एंड नाउ नाउ लेट अस कम बैक टू दी राजधानी वाला सेगमेंट। तो प्राइमरीली हमारा जो रेलवे केटरिंग है, रेलवे केटरिंग जो है वो एक तो रेलवे का कन्वेंशनल केटरिंग है, जिसमें राजधानी, शताब्दी, दुरंतो, गतिमान, तेजस और वंदे भारत जैसी ट्रेनें आती हैं, जिसमें कि फूड ऑलरेडी इंक्लूडेड होता है। देन देर आर सेकेंड कैटेगरी ऑफ द ट्रेन इन विच पैंट्री इज ऑलरेडी देयर, राइट। आप जब कभी ट्रेन में जाते होंगे तो पैंट्री से खाना बन करके आता होगा, और कुछ ट्रेनें ऐसी हैं जिसमें पैंट्री नहीं होता है। अब नाउ शताब्दी इज ऑल्सो अ ट्रेन where we don't have the pantry. But why did I take Shatabdi in the first category? Because Shatabdi, the meal price is included in the train. So that is what we call that. Rajdhani, Shatabdi, Duronto, Gatiman, Tejas and Vande Bharat. So these are basically the 6 type of trains in which we have pantry and we may not have pantry. Then there is second category where actually the food price is not included. So that is, there also we have 2 categories. That is, we either we have a pantry or we don't have a pantry. In case there is no pantry, the food is prepared from the roadside railway stations, and it is from the base kitchens, from the refreshment rooms, and then food is loaded in the train for service or sale to the passengers. So that is second category. And first category where there is a pantry. So pantry staff actually, some limited amount of cooking is permitted. अब तो खैर रेलवे वो भी विड्रॉ कर रही है. The pantry car has to be cooking free. अब कुकिंग फ्री से क्या है, कैसे है, इसकी मॉडलिटीज तो हम लोग अभी वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं कि कैसे उसको कुकिंग फ्री बनाएंगे और क्या क्या चीजें उसमें बन सकती हैं। अब चाय जैसी चीजें हैं तो चाय तो गर्म चाहिए होता है। अगर कोई ट्रेन 3 घंटे के लिए नहीं रुकती है तो चाय को 3 घंटे के लिए सस्टेन करना तो पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो क्या चाय की परमिशन उसमें होगी। सो दैट इज अ सेकेंड एस्पेक्ट, डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑल टुगेदर टू दी केटरिंग सर्विसेज इन दी रेलवेज। राजधानी वाला जो प्रीमियम सेगमेंट वाला है जिसको हम लोग केटरिंग की बात करते हैं, तो पहले जब के राजधानी इंट्रोड्यूस हुई थी माधवराव सिंधिया के द्वारा इन द ईयर 1984 के बिगनिंग में, तो उस समय राजधानी वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड with lot of pomp and show, and the first Rajdhani was Bombay Rajdhani from Delhi to Mumbai, and second Rajdhani was from Delhi to Howrah. So Rajdhani का concept यही है कि from state capital to national capital, that is the basic concept of Rajdhani. और शताब्दी का concept है कि within 24 hours उसको अपने सोर्स से डेस्टिनेशन और डेस्टिनेशन से वापस सोर्स तक पहुंच जाना है. That is the concept of शताब्दी. शताब्दी में वी डोंट हैव द पेंट्री कार, इन राजधानी वेयर एज वी हैव द पेंट्री कार. तो पेंट्री कार में जो है वो हम लोग खाना लिमिटेड अमाउंट में कुक कर सकते हैं एंड देन वी सर्व इट इन अ डिफरेंट मैनर. उसमें प्री प्लेटेड हो सकता है. फर्स्ट एसी के केस में या एग्जीक्यूटिव चेयर कार के केस में हम लोग डोंगा और इन सब में लेकर के जाते हैं और प्लेटर टू प्लेट सर्विस भी करते हैं in certain trains. Now there is a different kind of segment, especially the tourist segment, which is a special class which actually IRCTC caters into, and those trains are primarily if अगर आपने सुना होगा बहुत सारी ट्रेनों का नाम, जैसे एक महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस है, you must have heard about it, and every Indian should take pride in this particular product of Maharaja's Express, because Maharaja's is the and one of the most luxurious and the costliest train in the world, on the globe. तो एक बार महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस में आप लोगों को कम से कम जा करके एक वो राउंड के लिए भी आपको रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहिए अपने. I believe Satvik is taking a note of it. अल्टीमेटली
Yes,
वो
sir.
रिक्वेस्ट
Yes.
भी मेरे ही पास आने वाला है. I know that. तो इसको जरा सा नोट
Yes,
जरूर
sir. We
करेंगे
are.
एंड लेट अस सी
We will request that.
if
We are
there can
planning
be
on
a
doing it.
show
Yeah.
around of महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस कि महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस में ट्रेन कैसी है, उसके कोचेस कैसे हैं, उसमें पैसेंजर्स कहाँ पे उनका क्या कहते हैं, उनका जो रूम है वो कैसा है, देन जो रेस्टोरेंट है उसके अंदर, 2 रेस्टोरेंट है उसके अंदर, डाइनिंग हॉल, डाइनिंग कार वी वुड कॉल इट, तो डाइनिंग कार कैसा है, देन वी हैव अ बार देयर कंप्लीटली फुल्ली इक्विप्ड, सो दैट बार इज देयर, तो वो बार कैसा है, बार कैसे फंक्शन करता है, ऑल दोज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर एंड पीपल वुड अप्रिशिएट दैट कि वो एकदम बिल्कुल ही इतना टॉप एंड है कि जब तक आप उसको देख नहीं लेंगे तब तक आपको समझ में आएगा नहीं कि वो है क्या चीज. So
Yes,
that is
sir.
one Maharajas Express. Then उसके just below वाली जो category है, that we have done AC Deluxe tourist train. AC Deluxe tourist train जो है वो उसमें तो Maharajas Express में I had an opportunity to go there as a GM on board. तो उसको मैंने बहुत closely watch किया है. Then Deluxe AC tourist train जो है जिसमें आपने सुना होगा बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट स्पेशल, फिर आपने श्री रामायण यात्रा सुना होगा, फिर आपने दिव्य काशी यात्रा सुनी होगी, सॉरी, दिव्य काशी यात्रा सुनी होगी. तो ऐसे जो टॉप एंड वाले जो बेसिकली, अब उसमें क्या है, महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस में पूरी की पूरी कोच हैज बीन मेड इनटू मैक्सिमम 8% की ऑक्यूपेंसी के साथ, 8, एंड वी हैव 4 रूम्स इन ईच कोच. ईच रूम हैज ईदर डबल ऑक्यूपेंसी और ट्विन ऑक्यूपेंसी. और देयर इज वन फुल कोच जिसका नाम हम लोगों ने नीलम रखा है, और ये नीलम कोच जो है उसमें पूरा का पूरा कोच जो है वो एक आदमी को ऑक्यूपाई करने के लिए वो दिया जाता है. रेट्स वेट्स के बारे में ज्यादा नहीं बताऊंगा, बट यही समझ लीजिए कि उसका रेट जो है वो करीब 2.5 से 3 लाख रुपए पर डे का है, दैट नीलम कोच का. देन कम्स योर सेकंड एसी और थर्ड एसी वाली, सेकंड एसी एंड फर्स्ट एसी वाली कैटेगरी जो डीलक्स एसी टूरिस्ट ट्रेन हम लोग कहते हैं. तो इसमें जो है वो इस ट्रेन को भी शोकेस कर सकते हैं. ये ट्रेन अभी भी जो है वो दिल्ली सफदरजंग रेलवे स्टेशन पर ही खड़ी है. इसके अंदर एक पेंट्री कार है एंड वी हैव 2 डाइनिंग कार्स हियर आल्सो. देयर इज नो बार सेटअप आउट देयर. दैट इज सेकंड थिंग. और महाराजाज के बारे में तो जब दिखाऊंगा तब उसकी एक चीज जो है वो इतना इंट्रिंसिकली और इतना ब्यूटीफुली डिजाइंड है. इवन द कप, द ग्लासेस, द प्लेट्स, जो कोच जो है उसके ऊपर का जो सीलिंग है, विंडो के पेन्स हैं, मतलब एवरीथिंग इज so intrinsically made and beautifully designed to the ergonomy of that particular place. Then there is another category which we call as matlab that is an Bharat Gaurav tourist train, जो अभी अभी रिसेंटली स्टार्ट हुई है 21 जून को. और भारत गौरव टूरिस्ट ट्रेन में हम लोगों ने सारे कोचेस जो हैं वो 3 AC के डाले हैं. तो ये बेसिकली इकोनॉमी सेगमेंट हो जाता है. लेट अस नॉट कॉल इट एज अ लग्जूरियस सेगमेंट, बट देन यस, थर्ड एसी का सेगमेंट है. और टैरिफ जो है वो दैट इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 5,000 रुपए के आसपास का, 5-6 हजार रुपए पर पर्सन पर डे का आता है, 6,000 रुपीज का. फिर जो हमारी डिलक्स एसी ट्रेन है दैट इज अराउंड 15,000 के आसपास का सेकेंड एसी का है, और फर्स्ट एसी का अप्रोक्सीमेटली 20,000 रुपीज पर डे पर पर्सन के आसपास का आता है. So there is a remarkable difference between Maharajas and if you talk about deluxe AC tourist train and this Bharat Gaurav tourist train. एक और ट्रेन जो है वो जो चलाते हैं हम लोग, that you must have heard about Golden Chariot. तो गोल्डन चैरियट एक्सप्रेस है, ये भी हम लोग चलाते हैं. और गोल्डन चैरियट एक्सप्रेस का जो है वो रेट थोड़ा सा इन सब से हायर है. आप लोगों ने पैलेस ऑन व्हील्स का नाम सुना होगा. पैलेस ऑन व्हील्स विच एक्चुअली रन्स इन दी राजस्थान वाले सर्किट में. But that particular train is not being run by us, not by IRCTC. It is being run by Rajasthan Tourism and Development Corporation, RTDC. That is controlled by Rajasthan state. Every state has got its own tourism development corporation. Rajasthan has RTDC. Delhi Tourism has a separate DTDC. देन इस तरह से करके चंडीगढ़ का अपना है, सिडको का अपना नाम सुना होगा, चंडीगढ़ का अपना है। उसी तरह से मध्य प्रदेश टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन है, यूपी टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन है, बिहार स्टेट टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन है। हर एक का अपना अपना स्टेट टूरिज्म डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन है और वो स्टेट में टूरिज्म के डेवलप करती है और अपना अपना काम करती है। अभी रिसेंटली आईआरसीटीसी ने जो है वो बहुत सारी टूरिस्ट ट्रेनें चलाई हैं और मुख्यमंत्री स्पेशल का आपने नाम सुना होगा, जिसमें मुख्यमंत्री दर्शन के लिए जो है वो पैसेंजर्स को लेकर के जाते हैं, बट दैट इज नॉट एसी कैटेगरी, दोज ऑल आर इकोनॉमी कैटेगरी एंड उसमें जो है वो प्रिंसिपली स्लीपर क्लास के पैसेंजर्स जो है वो उसमें ट्रैवल करते हैं, दैट इज क्वाइट इकोनॉमिक कैटेगरी आता है। सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट योर ट्रेन के हमारे जो हैं। I have shared one video, some few videos of trains to Pratishtha.
Yes, sir. Sir, she has forwarded them to me, so I'll be sharing the videos. Just
उसमें
give me a
उसमें
moment.
had she told you the sequencing of it?
Yes, yes, sir. I have the sequencing as well.
ठीक है, तो सबसे पहला वाला वीडियो जो हमने बोला है वो जरा सा प्ले कर दीजिए, सो दैट कि हम लोग लोअर सेगमेंट से फिर ऊपर के सेगमेंट की ओर चलेंगे।
Definitely, sir.
And वीडियो प्ले करने के बाद please everybody out here is requested to please watch the video carefully. They will understand the train as a product, because understanding train as a product is very important to understand its service standards, what should be, what could be, and what actually we are doing, right? Please, Anshi.
Yes, sir. I'm just sharing.
आवाज नहीं आ रही. It is not audible.
Is the screen visible to everyone?
Screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, I'm just
It's
playing
not
the
audible.
video. Is it audible now?
No. It is not audible.
Just give me a moment. I'm just checking what's wrong. Is the voice audible now?
And universal.
Yes, it
Indian
is.
Railway
everyone
Catering
able
and
to
Tourism
hear the
Corporation
voice in the
Once again.
invites you to the Buddhist circuit to
beginning.
restrain, which takes you through Buddha's journey of
Right,
enlightenment. The package offers a 7 nights, 8 days journey covering some of the most important destinations related to
Please
Buddha's
play from the
life,
beginning,
namely Lumbini, Bodh Gaya.
Sorry, sir.
Please play it from the beginning.
Sure, I'm just doing.
Gautam Buddha, also known as the Enlightened One, has always offered us answers to the most fundamental aspects of life and happiness through his teachings. Buddha advocated a way of life that is simple and universal. Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation invites you to the Buddhist Circuit tourist train, which takes you through Buddha's journey of enlightenment. The package offers a 7 nights, 8 days journey covering some of the most important destinations related to Buddha's life, namely Lumbini, Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, Kushinagar, Rajgir, Nalanda, Shravasti, and also Agra. Begin your journey with a quintessential Indian welcome. Choose from 2 different types of comfortable air-conditioned accommodation. Enjoy sumptuous international and Indian cuisine in our on-board restaurants serviced by a well-equipped kitchen. Our trained on-board service staff works round the clock to make you feel at home.
It's like a hotel and it's on a train. So that is the uniqueness of this deluxe tourist train.
The lockers in the train and the CCTV cameras guarantee security. This spiritual journey will take you to Lumbini in Nepal, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. This place is also known as Mayadvi Temple, named after Buddha's revered mother. Accommodation is provided in hotels at select destinations. The journey will also take you to Bodh Gaya, where Buddha attained enlightenment. The Mahabodhi temple here showers all its visitors with peace and tranquility. The journey will also sweep through Rajgir, famous for Venuvan and Gridakut. Where Buddha spent several years meditating and preaching. The tour will also cover Nalanda, the oldest university of the world and a significant Buddhist site.
Good morning, everyone. Shortly we are reaching Varanasi. Thank you. Have a nice time.
The tour will take you to Sarnath near Varanasi, where Buddha preached his first sermon. Aided by experienced tour guides, guests will have enough time to explore every site. A tranquil boat ride to witness the evening Aarti on the holy Ganges will leave you mesmerized. While on board the train, guests can re-energize themselves with a foot massager or read books from the mini library. The journey includes Kushinagar, place where Buddha attained Mahaparinirvana. The tour will also chuck through Shravasti, where Buddha is believed to have spent 24 Chaturmases, a holy period of 4 months. Finally, before returning to New Delhi, we visit one of the 7 wonders of the world, the magnificent Taj Mahal. As said, it is better to travel well than to arrive. Likewise, IRCTC's Buddhist Circuit Tourist Train invites you to embark upon this spiritual sojourn for a profound experience that you will cherish forever.
Hello everybody. अब hello everyone.
Hello?
I hope I'm talking to humans, not to the screen.
So you are audible.
Okay. In fact, ये particular video तो I have seen in numerous times, right? But कुछ चीजें जो हैं वो जो हम लोगों ने इसमें टच करते हुए जो हम लोग निकल गए, बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट से समझ करके, this is the limitation of webinar and the classroom session. Classroom session में क्या होता है कि we go inside the classroom, we talk to people, we can ask, we can see the face और पूछ सकते हैं कि हाँ भाई आपने क्या देखा, आपने क्या सोचा. There is a blackboard, वहां पे लिख सकते हैं हम लोग कि आपने क्या points note किए. But this is the limitation where in web session it becomes very difficult. But still, I would like some of you to write the comments in the comment box कि आप लोगों ने क्या basically इसमें देखा, जो important aspects जो आपने इसमें note down किए होंगे while watching through the video. You must have seen a lot of things and one can put it in the chat box. In principle, if one would have seen it, this was the train which we call as deluxe AC tourist train. So this is the train which basically denotes your second AC and first AC. First AC वाले में अगर आपने ध्यान दिया होगा, so there is a person who is standing in the cubicle, फोन पे ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं यूनिफॉर्म में, कोट पहन करके. So that is the first AC coach. उसमें जो है वो एक साइड में सिर्फ पाथवे बना हुआ है और लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में जो है वो कंप्लीट जो है वो फर्स्ट एसी के कोचेज हैं. और एक पूरी ट्रेन में जो है वो देयर आर ओनली 6 I mean compartments where we can have only 24 persons there. और एक आपने देखा होगा वो जहाँ पे वो लाइब्रेरी बनी हुई है, वहां पे देयर आर फ्यू पीपल हु आर जस्ट रीडिंग बुक्स. दैट इज बेसिकली सेकंड एसी. और जहाँ पे वो चेयर्स लगे हुए हैं वो भी आपने देखा होगा. सो दैट इज बेसिकली सेकंड एसी. उसमें क्या हुआ है कि हमने थोड़ा सा उसको, उस वेस्टिब्यूल वाले स्पेस को थोड़ा सा कंस्ट्रक्ट किया हुआ है, थोड़ा सा छोटा किया हुआ है और वहां पे चेयर्स लगाए हैं सो दैट कि वहां पर बैठ करके दे कैन जस्ट वॉच ट्रेन मूविंग. And it is there only in second AC coaches. और second AC coach के अंदर जो है वो that is total passenger capacity is 42 की कैपेसिटी है उसका. इसका 24 है, उसका 42 पर कोच की कैपेसिटी. इस पूरे ट्रेन की कैपेसिटी इज 196 कभी हम भरते नहीं है. 150 से ज्यादा हम लोग लेकर के नॉर्मली नहीं जाते, 150-160 से ज्यादा, बिकॉज कुछ कोचेस हमें इमरजेंसी या एक्सीजेंसी के लिए कुछ सीट्स और बर्थ में खाली रखनी पड़ती है. देयर आर टू, you must have seen 2 restaurants and 1 equipped pantry car. अब होता क्या है कि इस पर्टिकुलर पैंट्री कार में खाना जो भी बनता है, तो बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट वाली जो ट्रेन है इसमें कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट हैं. वी हैव इनिशियली हम लोगों ने तो वेज और नॉन वेज का वो सब सेग्रीगेशन तो किया ही हुआ है, बट एट द सेम टाइम फिजिकल सेग्रीगेशन इज स्टिल नॉट देयर। इस तरह का सेग्रीगेशन भी नहीं है जिसमें कि हम लोग कुकिंग करते समय जो है वो मतलब एक ही गैस रेंज पे हम लोग कुक करते हैं, वेज या नॉन वेज या जो भी है। तो होता क्या है कि अगर कोई एक पर्टिकुलर सर्किट में इस ट्रेन को सर्टिफाई करना पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाता। यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई मीन टू से? व्हेन इट इज अ मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट and one particular circuit is being covered, say for example Ramayana circuit is covered, that circuit becomes vegetarian. But train cannot be. A train cannot be certified as a vegetarian train. I hope you understand that. Similarly, jaise for example I tell you, Buddhist circuit is not a vegetarian certified, whereas Ramayana is there. बट रामायणा सर्किट में भी यही ट्रेन चलती है और बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट में भी ट्रेन यही चलती है, राइट? यू अंडरस्टैंड?
Yes, sir.
आई होप यू पीपल आर। तो उसमें
Yes,
क्या
yes.
होता है कि ट्रेन को सर्टिफाई नहीं किया जा सकता। ओनली दैट पर्टिकुलर सर्किट और दैट पर्टिकुलर टूर कैन बी सर्टिफाइड एज a tour where only sattvic food is being served, right? Say for example, there is one train called Vande Bharat Express. Vande Bharat Express goes from Delhi to Varanasi, and the same rake comes back. The next day, that rake goes to Jammu, वैष्णो देवी कटरा, राइट? तो जब वो वैष्णो देवी कटरा जाती है तो वो वेजिटेरियन है, वेयर एज वही ट्रेन जब बनारस जाती है, हालांकि दोनों सेक्टर वेजिटेरियन है, बट जब वो बनारस जाती है तो वो नॉन वेज उसमें सर्व होता है, राइट? तो ये जो पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट है, दिस इज आई वांट टू मेक इट क्लियर कि दैट द ट्रेन्स cannot be certified as vegetarian train. It is the particular circuit or particular route which can only be certified as a vegetarian route or vegetarian circuit. So this is vegetarian friendly railway services. So that is the basic nitty-gritty of it. Okay? अब होता क्या है कि ट्रेन के केस में जो नॉर्मल केटरिंग सर्विसेज जो तनवीर जिस समय आए थे, तो तनवीर ने बताया था आपको कि वो हम लोग बेस किचन से खाना लेते हैं और ट्रेन में सर्विस करते हैं। Whereas in the instant case, it is not like that. There are certain items which comes as a raw material, and there are certain items which comes as a ready to serve. There are three different segments one has to understand. One is raw, ready to cook, ready to eat, and ready to serve. Okay? तो रेडी टू कुक में तुम्हारा जो जैसे कि वो वेजिटेबल्स आ जाएंगे या फ्रूट्स आ जाएगा, वो रॉ सेगमेंट में आ गया। सो दैट इज रेडी टू कुक। देन रेडी टू ईट इज समथिंग लाइक हम उसको रीहीट करके या कुछ हल्का फुल्का गार्निश वार्निश डाल करके हम लोग खा सकते हैं, दैट इज रेडी टू ईट। एंड रेडी टू सर्व इज समथिंग लाइक जैसे कि रसगुल्ला हुआ या दही हुआ। दही प्री पैक्ड वो कप में आता है ना, रसगुल्ला जैसे आता है या गुलाब जामुन आ रहा है, so that is simply ready to serve. Okay, so these are the basically three segments of food which comes into there. So who are the suppliers? कौन कौन उसके suppliers हैं? That needs to be taken care of. Ready to eat के या ready to cook के या ready to serve के. Okay, then वहां पर जो physical segregation होना चाहिए, अगर हम लोग नॉनवेज सपोज सर्व करते भी हैं या कुक भी करते हैं, तो देयर हैज टू बी अ सेपरेट इंटायरली थिंग। अगर करते हैं तो राइट, तभी उसको सर्टिफाई किया जा सकता है, अदरवाइज सर्टिफिकेशन पॉसिबल नहीं है उस पर्टिकुलर सर्किट में। तो दीज आर द स्मॉल थिंग्स। कुछ चीजें मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा। आपने एक जगह पे एक वर्ड देखा होगा, शाक्य। There are small things. Shakya are actually ये जो हमारे जो he was from a royal family, गौतम बुद्धा, जिनका पहला नाम जो है वो सिद्धार्थ था. So Siddharth was from Shakya वंश, and that is approximately 400 BC. मतलब 400 वर्ष, क्राइस्ट से भी 400 वर्ष पहले. So that was our history. That is मतलब वो हमारे लिए कितना गौरवपूर्ण इतिहास रहा होगा, आप अंदाज लगाइए. जिस समय भारत देश में मतलब गौतम बुद्धा ओरिजिनेटेड 400 years बैक यार. उससे भी पहले जो है वो हुण, शाक्य, इस तरह के बहुत सारे जो है वो वंश जो है वो उससे पहले भी आ चुके थे. So that was and राजगीर जो नाम है, राजगीर is basically word which originated from राजगृह. तो राजाओं का घर था वो, इसीलिए उसका नाम राजगृह से राजगीर पड़ा. देन गृद्धकूट, गृद्धकूट के बारे में मैं बताऊंगा नहीं, आप लोग जो है वो सर्च करिए और सर्च करके फिर अपना ज्ञान वर्धन करिए. अगर उसके बाद किसी को डाउट होगा तो they can always send me on my question on my email. I will answer them. Then Nalanda and Takshashila was the two oldest university on earth, globe pe. Megasthenes, Wensang, these people used to come from China to learn all those things. From Yunnan, Megasthenes came from Greece. यूरोप से आया था वो पढ़ने के लिए. उस समय यूरोप में कैनिबाल्स रहा करते थे, कच्चा मांस खाया करते थे, परहैप्स वो लोग भेड़ चराया करते थे वो. So and then comes the thing of Varanasi. Varanasi derives its word from Varuna Asi. That is Varuna Nadi. There are two rivers. Between that river flows the Ganga from south to north direction, in the opposite direction. So that is between Varuna and Asi, and that's why that name is Varanasi. Sarnath is Sarangsh, Sar, Antim, and Nath, Antim Satya, we call the last truth. That is the name of Sarnath. So every word, every city, every place has got its history associated with it. And that history, when I'm talking about, it is not basically story. This is actual things which has happened. So that is to be appreciated and that is to be kept in mind. आपको अगर वेजिटेरियन फ्रेंडली रेलवे सर्विसेज समझना है, इसीलिए मैं सबसे पहले मैंने कहा था कि you have to get associated with it, you have to understand the whole thing as a product, तभी आप वेजिटेरियन फ्रेंडली रेलवे सर्विसेज को आप समझ पाएंगे. We may move on to the next video, please. Anshi.
Hello.
We may move on to next video, please.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll just. Hello, everyone. Is the audio and video both there?
Both working.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome to a unique travel experience of Golden Chariot Train. Trace southern India's invigorating tales while expanding the horizon of your experiences. The Golden Chariot is marked by comfort, style and elegance. The train interiors are inspired by the beauty of the terrain and opulence of its rich royal past. The guest carriages are a mix of twins and doubles. The experienced chef on board prepares some of the best cuisines of the world. You can soak into the moments at the exclusive bar. Enjoy the delicacies in 2 fine dining restaurants.
To give you the best experience, unforgettable experience.
Let the expedition unfold. The train offers a collection of 3 uniquely curated expeditions. Pride of Karnataka, Jewels of South, Glimpses of Karnataka. Visit and appreciate the architectural beauty of Mysore Palace. Get spellbound at magnificent ruins of Hampi in Karnataka. Feel the vibrancy of Shore Temple, another UNESCO World Heritage Site at Mahabalipuram. Appreciate the 1,000-year-old architectural marvel of Brihadeshwara Temple in Thanjavur. Mesmerize your eyes with culture of Kerala. Visit historical Basilica of Warm Jesus Church in Goa, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Relax and let your body at our Arogya Spa and Fitness Center on board. Your moments on board while the world go by. Your safety is of the highest priority. All necessary safety protocols shall be adhered to. Make the journey safe. What are you for? Come aboard the majestic, the Golden Chariot luxury. Booking and offer details. Visit www.goldenchariot.org.
हाँ, I believe that people must have been able to point out the differences between the 2 restaurants. बहुत
Dear
बहुत ही
students, you
categorical.
can write your views in the chat box,
हाँ, हाँ.
or you can unmute.
Restaurant as well as the products which is being used in the living room, the washroom, bathroom, etc. So this is the difference, the stark difference between just 1 notch above that AC tourist, a deluxe AC tourist train, Golden Chariot. तो गोल्डन चैरियट थोड़ा सा अबव है उससे, और इसमें जो वो शेफ को दिखाया गया, because you know services does not include just one thing. सिर्फ चाय या हम लोग 4 बार चाय देते हैं और 5 बार चाय देते हैं, सर्विसेज डज नॉट सिर्फ उस चीज को नहीं देखता. चाय आपने कहां से प्रोक्योर किया है, वेदर इट इज सीलोन टी और दार्जिलिंग टी और असम टी, दैट डिनोट्स दी स्टैंडर्ड्स. आपने किस तरह का प्रोडक्ट यूज किया है, सोप में, हैंड वॉश में, राइट, किस तरह के लोशंस आप यूज करते हैं, पेपर नैपकिन आप कहाँ से लेकर के आते हैं, ये सारे जो हैं वो सर्विसेज में आते हैं, राइट? सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स, यहां तक कि वी हैव केप्ट standards, we have gone up to that extent in Maharajas कि what is the warps and wafts, you understand? वो जो जब आप कोई क्लॉथ देखते हैं तो क्लॉथ के अंदर जो ताना बाना जिसको कहते हैं ना, कपड़े का ताना बाना, वर्टिकल और एंड हॉरिजॉन्टल, वर्टिकल वंस एंड द हॉरिजॉन्टल वंस, तो वो ताना बाना जो होता है कपड़े के अंदर धागों का, उसका वो कितना थिन है, कितना थिक है, कितने नंबर्स ऑफ वार्प्स एंड वैफ्ट्स हैज बीन यूज्ड, वो उस निटी-ग्रिटी तक गए हैं हम लोग महाराजा से, राइट? कहां से आता है उसका उसका जो प्लेट है, वो प्लेट कहां से आया है, उस प्लेट के अंदर कितना ऐश यूज किया गया है, कितना उसके अंदर कैडमियम है, मतलब उस we have gone up to that level, तो वो वाला देखेंगे। और जो पर्सन जो होता है किसी भी प्रोडक्ट या सर्विसेज में, पर्सन इज इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड आई बिलीव that while understanding this vegetarian friendly railway services, we have taken all these things into the account, right? जैसे who is actually cooking the food, क्या वो ट्रेंड है, किस लेवल तक की उसको ट्रेनिंग दी गई है, किस लेवल तक का एक्सपीरियंस है उसको। तो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर ट्रेन वी हैव शेफ जॉन स्टोन हु वाज जस्ट टॉसिंग द वेजिटेबल्स, हालांकि शेफ जॉन स्टोन इज देयर इन महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस आल्सो, राइट? बट शेफ जॉन स्टोन इज वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट शेफ्स, द ब्लू स्कार्फ शेफ वी कॉल, राइट? ये ब्लू स्कार्फ शेफ क्या होता है, ये अगेन आप लोग गूगल पे सर्च करिएगा और फिर बताइएगा। युवराज ने लिखा है नो कंपैरिजन, आई अप्रिशिएट दैट। अभी हम लोग एक इससे एक आगे चलेंगे महाराजाज में, हालांकि महाराजाज का हो सकता है कुछ को लगे कि पता नहीं ये कैसे दिखाया गया है, क्या दिखाया गया है, बट मैं थोड़ा सा आपको एक बता देता हूं। एक मयूर महल है, उसमें एक रेस्टोरेंट, और मयूर महल के ऊपर जो सीलिंग में जो नक्काशी की गई है वो घोड़े के हेयर थिन के बराबर है। दैट इज द निटी-ग्रिटीज, दैट इज द एक्सटेंट ऑफ परफेक्शन, दैट इज द एक्सटेंट ऑफ सेंसुअलिटी वी हैव गिवन टू महाराजास। कैन वी गो ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, अंशी?
Yes, sir. I'll just play the next video.
Please.
Is the video visible? Audio and
I've always
video
been
both?
fascinated by the country's rich culture and diversity. Mysterious, extravagant, sophisticated, and eclectic. So this winter, I decide to go on a date with the incredible India that I love and book a tour from Delhi to Mumbai on the majestic luxury train, the Maharajas Express. I am escorted to my spacious suite in true Maharaja style. The spacious cars have been named after different precious gems, and each coach has a personal valet to attend to its guests. Complete with contemporary amenities and impeccable service, surely a cut above five-star luxury. Once the capital of Mughal India, Agra is known for its monument of love, the Taj Mahal. Built at the banks of the Yamuna by Emperor Shah Jahan for his beloved wife Arjuman Banu Begum, better known to the world as Mumtaz Mahal. After the visit to the Taj, we are treated to a light breakfast in the wonderful setting.
Nothing could have prepared me for a glimpse of the Taj under the early morning sun. In this entire setting, this delectable fare, glass of champagne, beautiful strains of the sitar in the background, and to top it off, this glistening white marble tomb in the background. I'm absolutely stunned.
Restless and impatient to get to our next destination, I decide to explore the glorious train. Each opulent deluxe car consists of 4 twin or double bed cabins with attached baths. The junior suite cars, on the other hand, consist of 3 spacious twin or double bed cabins and a cozy sitting area. Each suite car consists of 2 sprawling suites with separate living and bedroom areas. Guests staying in the suites even enjoy the extra luxury of a well-stocked minibar and an elegant bathtub. The presidential suite is exceptionally grand with its 2 bedrooms, a large living room, and a cozy bathtub. The ceiling is decorated with a striking starlight, which adds a gorgeous twinkle to the magnificent suite's allure. The train's heart is the Raja Club, a tastefully appointed lounge, the perfect place to spend an idyllic evening. It also houses a fascinating boutique of Indian artifacts and crafts for the discerning shopper. The train finds its way to tiger territory, Ranthambore. We get a chance to come face to face with India's pride, the magnificent tiger. We arrive at the pink city, Jaipur, to a cheerful and exuberant welcome. We are transported to the Jaipur City Palace for an exclusive evening in the most regal settings. A sneak peek into the private chambers of the Jaipur royal family. For the guests of the Maharajas Express, A trip to Jaipur would be incomplete without experiencing a game of elephant polo at the Jaipur City Palace. The Maharaja's Express offers us an exclusive visit to the magnificent City Palace of Jaipur.
I've been invited here not because I have royal blood, but because I'm traveling on the Maharaja's Express.
About 330 kilometers northwest of Jaipur lies Bikaner, Camel Country.
This evening I find myself on a desert safari, deep in these magical sand dunes. I can imagine in the days of yore what it must have been like when actual camel caravans passed through this area. The music, the dance, the kebabs, and above all these sundowner cocktails. This promises to be an evening to remember.
As I watch the sun set over the magnificent dunes, I mull over a bygone era and prepare myself to move on to my next desert frontier. The train traverses through the rugged terrain to reach Jodhpur. A city of palaces and forts set against the stark landscape of the Thar Desert. The day ends with a sumptuous meal at the Hanwant Mahal, overlooking the imposing Mehrangarh Fort and the majestic Umaid Bhavan Palace. I return to the luxury of the Maharaja's Express filled with the flavors of India. I revisit my adventures at the Safari Bar, sipping on a refreshing glass of wine as I flip through one of the many enlightening coffee table books that evoke the colorful spirit of a regal Rajputana. The Maharaja's Express offers two fantastic dining choices. The beautiful peacock-themed Mayur Mahal with its hand-blown glass ceiling, or a meal at the enchanting Rang Mahal with its colorful hand-painted fresco ceiling. The meals are superbly complemented by an excellent selection of fine wine. The lavish menus are a mix of traditional Indian and continental dishes to suit a variety of palates.
I choose the beautiful Rang Mahal as my dining.
మీ వీకెండ్ ప్లాన్స్ ఏంటి?
వీకెండ్ అంటే ఏముంటుందండి, తాగడం తింటం తొంగు అలా అందరిలా కాదు.
Option for today. And the chef has promised me mouth-watering fare. I cannot wait. My mouth is already watering. The chef was absolutely right. This is truly mouth-watering.
We arrive at the city of lakes, Udaipur. The Venice of the East. The descendants of the valiant Maharana truly epitomizes Rajputana valor. The historical excursion ends with a memorable lunch fit for kings at the city palace's Satkar Hall. After another wonderful meal, it is time too soon to move on once again. We enter Balasinor. It takes us back into the era of the dinosaurs, a destination that is home to the third largest dinosaur fossil park in the world. Here, the guests had a chance to interact with the erstwhile royal family of Balasinor, followed by an exceptional Dhamal performance by members of the Siddhi community. The day ends with a boisterous, Bollywood-inspired theme party. The guests let their hair down, donning traditional Indian outfits and dancing to the beats of fun Bollywood music. I am told for my next trip, I must visit the Gwalior Fort and the opulent Jai Vilas Palace, where among other beautiful things, you can witness the fabled silver train in action that carried liqueurs and cigars for the royal banquets. The high tea on the lawns of the palace is another unique evening organized for the Maharaja's Express guests. Another place not to be missed is Lucknow, for its imambaras, the residency, and a traditional evening hosted by the erstwhile Awadhi royalty.
This has truly been a royal adventure that I will keep with me for a lifetime. After all, this is the first and only time that I have been treated like a Maharaja.
So
Very nice,
basically,
Vyasa. Best among the better than the first two.
yes, indeed. So this is way above anything. So जब हम लोग सर्विसेज की बात करते हैं, तो सर्विसेज में सिर्फ फूड नहीं आता, सिर्फ बेवरेजेस नहीं आते, सिर्फ it is a complete experience in itself, right? आपका एम्बियंस भी उतना ही बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है जितना फूड प्ले करता है. ओके, एक पैसेंजर ने कहा कि आई वाज देयर जीएम ऑन बोर्ड इन महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस. उसमें one passenger said that he wanted Australian lychee. हाँ गोयल साहब नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. How are you?
मैं बिल्कुल ठीक, बिल्कुल बढ़िया. मैंने आपके टाइम को कैप्चर कर लिया सर.
क्या?
आपके टाइम को मैंने लूट लिया। आई लूटोफाइड योर टाइम सर।
एक सेकंड, मेरा थोड़ा इसमें शायद वो इसका इश्यू आ रहा है, आवाज मेरी कम आ रही है इसमें। मेरी आवाज आपको आ रही है?
बिल्कुल क्लियर है सर।
अच्छा अच्छा,
तो
ठीक है। तो अब शुड आई स्टार्ट?
हाँ, बस मैं अपना खत्म कर लेता हूँ, फिर आप स्टार्ट करेंगे सर।
ठीक ठीक, राइट राइट।
तो प्रिंसिपली सर्विसेज जो कंस्टिट्यूट करती है, वो सर्विसेज सिर्फ फूड और बेवरेज को कंस्टिट्यूट नहीं करती, इट कंस्टिट्यूट्स लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स। और मतलब इट इज बियॉन्ड, जब तक आप उसको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करते तब तक आप ये समझ नहीं पाएंगे कि सर्विसेज किसका अच्छा है या किसका खराब है। सर्विसेज इज समथिंग लाइक शोइंग ड्रीम, कि आप हमारे साथ आइए, आपको अच्छा लगेगा, आपको और अच्छा लगेगा, आपको बहुत अच्छा लगेगा। so something it is like that. and जो वहां पे जो डांस जो दिखा रहा था, गुलाबी गैंग की जो हेड हैं, वो उसको हम लोग इनवाइट करते हैं वहां पे डांस प्रोग्राम के लिए। मतलब इट इज पार एक्सीलेंस यार। तो मैं एक एक्सपीरियंस अपना आपके साथ शेयर कर रहा था सर्विसेज स्टैंडर्ड्स का महाराजाज में। वन ऑफ द पैसेंजर सेड कि इफ आई कैन गेट ऑस्ट्रेलियन लीची। अब ऑस्ट्रेलियन लीची इज समथिंग विच इज ग्रोन अंडर द वाटर, राइट? So I was there in उदयपुर at that time. तो उदयपुर में मैंने ताजवाज और वहां के 5 स्टार होटल्स इन सब में पता किया, नहीं मिला। जयपुर में पता किया, नहीं मिला। दिल्ली में I sent somebody to INA market, I couldn't get it. So finally I had to get it from Mumbai. मुंबई में उसको फाइंड आउट किया, उसने लंच के टाइम में बोला और हमने कहा कि नहीं सर, हम ट्राई करेंगे, आपको शाम को डिनर में जो है वो हम वो अवेलेबल करा पाए। बॉम्बे से स्पेशल फ्लाइट से उसको मंगाया लीची उदयपुर, और उदयपुर में उसको डिनर में सर्व किया। तो that is the standard, that is the level we want to achieve and we believe that we have been achieving. So this was all about little services के बारे में। और हम बिलीव करते हैं कि जो स्टैंडर्ड्स जो सेट करेगा सात्विक VFRS के लिए, इन सारे 5 स्टार और ये स्टैंडर्ड, बहुत बहुत बढ़िया युवराज। उसके अंदर मतलब आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे, वो जो डांस जो हो रहा था ना, जो इंडियन नाइट हम लोग सेलिब्रेट करते हैं उसके ऊपर, उस समय ट्रेन मूव कर रही होती है, और क्या मजाल है कि जरा सा भी जर्क आ जाए उसमें। इसमें रेक का भी उतना ही इंपॉर्टेंस रहता है, एज वेल एज उसकी स्पीड बहुत ही कंट्रोल करके चलाते हैं। स्पीड जो है वो 10 से 18 किलोमीटर 20 किलोमीटर से ज्यादा की होने नहीं देते। तो दिस इज द स्टैंडर्ड्स, ठीक है। आई वुड लाइक टू ट्रांसफर इट टू दिलीप गोयल। ज्यादा उनका टाइम नहीं लूंगा, ऑलरेडी उनके टाइम से बहुत कुछ मैंने कैप्चर कर लिया है, मतलब हाईजैक्ड लिटिल मोर, ठीक है अंशी। तो जस्ट टेक ओवर। और एक छोटा सा लास्ट वाला जो वीडियो चलाएंगे, वो 8 इयर्स वाला जो महाराजाज एक्सप्रेस का है ना, 8 इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, वो कितने मिनट का है?
Sir, अभी we have 2 more videos left. I just check how much was the duration.
वो 10 इयर्स ऑफ महाराजाज।
Yes, sir. I'm just checking. It's for. So it's for 1 minute.
वो 10 इयर्स वाला 10 मेमोरेबल
Yes, sir.
ईयर्स। हाँ, उसको प्ले कर दीजिए, उसके बाद जो है वो गोयल सर को ट्रांसफर करेंगे।
Sure, sir. I'm
Sure,
displaying.
sir. I'm just.
The ultra-luxurious Maharaja Express has achieved the award for world's leading luxury train for 7 consecutive years. As a part of their 10-year anniversary celebration, Maharaja Express has released special offers. The first offer allows passengers to avail pre- and post-journey luxurious hotel stay for the Indian panorama, Indian splendor, and the head guests can avail for one-side luxurious hotel stay, either pre or post-journey, along with station or airport transfer for Treasures of India tour. Come aboard to experience luxury like never before. Book your journey today to avail these amazing offers on Maharaja's Express train tour.
So this was all about various standards or services in सब चीजों के बारे में. I believe that I have been able to give a little insight of what the services is and what we should talk about the standards कैसे होने चाहिए. Luxury के भी अलग-अलग standards होते हैं, अलग-अलग parameters होते हैं, isn't it? बस वही standards हमने दिखाया है और ऐसा नहीं है कि महाराजा से आगे का कोई standard नहीं हो सकता. There can be standards beyond that also. With this simple note, I would like to end up my मतलब मैं अपने वाणी को विराम देना चाहूंगा. ठीक है. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. A very good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the speed port session. So,
Very good
everyone,
afternoon.
we have.
I would just request that if at all my voice is not audible, then let me know, because your voice is a bit low, though I am keeping my speakers at 100% outputs. I don't know what is the issue. Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Sir, you are audible.
Sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir, we are.
Yes, sir, we are. Are you all able to hear me? So,
Yes, sir, you're audible.
yes, sir, you are audible. Okay, okay. So, a very good afternoon to all of you, and I thank you all for attending this session, and I especially thank Mr. Anand Kumar Jha for such a valuable and such a very motivating session that he has already taken, and given information about this hospitality and the new aspect that's gaining a lot of strength in these times. And I would also like to thank Satvik Council for giving me an opportunity to interact with you all, young uh, young boys and girls, who are going to take this this thought and concept to next level in the times to come in our country. So let me start with the railway catering. I've been working for railways for around 15 years, working in LCTC. So I'll share about my experience about this catering services in railways. So till now, we have not been able to imbibe this concept of Sattvic food on a very large scale in railways. However, to an extent, with the changing perceptions and the demands and the needs and the options that people want, I think that this has got a great potential in the times to come. Uh, in railway catering, broadly, we classify the catering in two segments, two larger segments, two broader segments. That is, one is mobile catering and one is static catering. Mobile per se, as you understand, means catering on a moving train in terms of railway catering services, and static means all those catering services that are being offered at station which are static in nature. From the units, they are offered to the passengers. So broadly, this is the classification. Now we come down to understand how this catering in railways have evolved over times. In around 1850s, when the railways started, since there was not much of scope of catering on board, it was not thought, because primarily transport and commuting from one place to another was the prime objective. So initial days there was no catering as such. So later on, since the time that used to be taken in traversing the journey, the very need of catering services did arise. So initially people used to take food along with them, that till now few opt for. But in the due course, the concept of dining cars evolved. So dining cars basically were the cars, the pantry cars, the cars, the coaches, where there was seating arrangements just we have in restaurants or dining uh, areas as we have in other food outlets. So these kinds of dining cars were there, and the modus operandi of managing these services was they used to have all those crockery, cutlery, glasswares, and the food used to be picked up from the stations, from the kitchens at the stations. Kitchens at the stations, and they used to be served in the dining cars, and people who were traveling in the different coaches, the passengers, they used to come to the dining car and used to order their meals and used to have those meals. This primarily I'm talking about early 90s to around 1950s or so, 1950s, 60s. Later on, the concept of the pantry car arrived, where the wagon, the coach, was converted into a small kitchen of sorts, with some area for the kitchen utilities, and some some area some area for preparation of meals and packaging, and little bit of store for storing items, the perishables and the raw material items. So this concept arrived, and slowly and steadily, as the time grew and as we went ahead, the pantry was also modernized and converted into some mechanized, and new equipments were installed in the pantry, and it was redesigned also. And there were very new equipments like water boilers were placed in the pantry. Then we had these hot ovens. Those were also, you know, installed. The refrigerator was also installed. The exhaust fan was also installed. So all these things, came into the pantry in due course of time. As we say in Hindi, there is a saying, "Avishkar, आवश्यकता आविष्कार की जननी है." तो slowly and steadily जैसे जैसे requirement आती रही and whatever used to be thought of, and these pantries were upgraded in the due course. But the basic fact remained that the major bulk meal were prepared and picked up from the kitchens that were developed en route. So the locations were identified on the Indian Railway network according to the different sections and routes where the meals could be prepared and picked, because it's a very strategic decision to choose such locations, considering the fact that trains run on schedules, and what is the best schedule to pick up the freshly prepared food, and also considering the factors that it needs to be served in time, you don't get delayed, and if at all, since the infrastructure, the back-end infrastructure for you for proper storage, etc., blast chillers and all, they were not there in those times. So it was a very strategic decision how to locate, identify, and earmark a location for development of such kitchens. So many kitchens were developed, like Bharatpur in New Delhi, in Howrah, in Mumbai, in Nagpur, in Bhusawal, down south, Chennai, Coimbatore. So many places were there which were identified for such production of meals, which were to be picked by by the onboard pantry people. So the bulk food was picked up from these kitchens while when traversing through their journey, and then it used to be served. Like for lunch, if Bharatpur is to be lunch is to be picked up from Bharatpur, then the next station used to be the critical one from where the dinner services or the snack services could be picked up. And a few of the items were there which were prepared in pantry. So since the load was there and various other considerations, meal load was there and other considerations were there, and primarily due to delay in running of train, this issue of uh, providing meal to passengers at due time became a big challenge. And then uh, slowly and steadily this practice of preparing food on board it started. So food was prepared on board in the mail express trains, and to an extent in Rajdhanis also, few of the Rajdhanis, when the train got delayed. So this went on, and now we are again on the same we have backtracked, and the history is getting repeated when we are going to develop these kitchens again. So RCTC is planning to develop kitchens over in Indian network, and it is going to upgrade the existing kitchens also. And one thing I missed out, that few of the static units were also developed, which became part of the station facilities, the essential facilities, the mandatory facilities, as per the policy of Indian Railways. And these units were called refreshment rooms. So refreshment rooms became a principal passenger amenity item, wherein the railway was bound to have these refreshment rooms at the stations for the convenience of the passengers at the station, in addition to preparation of meals and the supply of these meals to the moving trains whenever they arrive at such stations. Now, this we had talked about the trains which had those onboard infra of pantry available with them. However, in the due course, many other trains were running which were not having pantry, because pantry was not considered a very essential item, and due to various consideration, all the trains could not be provided with the pantry cars. So what actually happened was that the services in such trains was also very much required, and the need of the passengers was acknowledged by railways, and the new services of train side vending arrived in the scene. Now this train side vending is also a kind of mobile services where there is no onboard facility infrastructure available, and the refreshment room people, their waiters and the bearers were assigned the duty of having packed meals, and they used to board the train and then used to offer the services as per the timings. Like for lunch, if the train arrived at around 11:30, they used to board the train with the meals, and then they used to serve at around 12 onwards, and around 2 or 3, when the next major station arrived, they used to get down and used to come back in the down train. Down train means the same train which goes up from, say, for example, Bombay to New Delhi. At Bharatpur, someone boards, and then the down train coming from Delhi to Mumbai, they used to board that, and did not offer any services because they did not have. So this kind of services also started, and the next person from the next station, they used to board for offering the next service that was to be given to the passengers. So these train side vending services offered to cater to a very large segment of trains, because a large segment of trains were not having these pantry cars. Till now we have around 600 700 rakes where we have pantry cars, but oddly more than about 2000 rakes means the train composition. Around 2000 rakes, we don't have any pantry infrastructure. So in all these trains, a lot of passengers, the majority segment of the total passengers are traversing the journeys over Indian Railways. They travel, and catering is such a thing that even a poor guy, even a rich guy, even a youngster, even an old guy, everyone needs food. So food is the essential item. So train side vending services, they offered a lot of scope. So broadly, when we classify the mobile catering, we classify it as Rajdhani Shatabdi Duranto, where the premium services are offered in addition to newly introduced Gatiman, Tejas, and Vande Bharat trains. So these trains offer premium segment. These are the premium segment trains and offering premium services, and the meal component is a part of the fare that we get. And the option is given to the passengers these days that if at all they don't want the meal, then they can opt out. So such a charge won't be, charged from such passengers, and they'll be given mandatorily. The catering services would be offered mandatorily to all the passengers who have opted and paid. So it's a prepaid kind of arrangement. And the Mail Express and the TSV segment that I have explained, they offer the postpaid kind of thing, that anyone having uh, this need of having such meals on board, they can order to the bearer, the waiter who comes on in the coach offering services. So he charges some money as per the meal they want, and then they take it. So these are postpaid services. Now we coming down to the menu. So since Indian Railway is catering to all Indian passengers, meaning starting from Naharlagun in the Arunachal to Dwarka in the west, in Gujarat, way back, and Baramulla in north. That is around a new line is being constructed. So in Jammu, we'll say Jammu or Katra. So from Jammu. हाँ? बोलो, excuse me, just a moment. सुन. Sorry for the little break. So from Jammu, traversing down to Trivandrum. So all the kind of passengers from the different profiles, their backgrounds are different. They have their different eating habits. Some are pure vegetarian, some want Jain food, some want non-vegetarian food. So different profiles are there of the passenger. Considering the fact railways have designed the menu in such a way that it caters to the demand of the majority segment of the passengers. Now, the core issue that is being encountered is that the new segment of Satwik is also gaining space, is arriving. So, considering the fact that this Satwik is gaining grounds, I think that in the times to come, we may have a separate, distinct menu, especially for Satwik. And Satwik has got a great potential because there's a very larger segment of people, especially the old people, the senior citizens. They may want this kind of food. Uh, I would also request that Sathi Council should, try to work on this and try to design some good menus on this. Now, this is broadly about this mobile catering. So, now that the base kitchens are being developed, there are new technologies of, this cold chain is also arriving, and we are trying to include such kind of technologies to increase the shelf life of the food that is prepared. And we are also emphasizing on lot of emphasis is given on cleanliness and hygiene and quality of the meals. So that's a major concern of the passengers. Due to that, this issue is being addressed to. And number 4 is, sorry, no, not number 4. Now we come down to the static catering. So this is broadly about the onboard catering, mobile catering. And now we will discuss about the static catering. So static catering has got the broader segment of two kind of unit. One is major unit, one is smaller, minor units. The major units are the units which generally are bigger in size, have got a vast scope of services and cater to a larger segment of people. Generally, the major segment constitute of the food plazas, the fast food units, the refreshment rooms at A and A1 category of stations. I'll also explain about that. And then coming down to Janahar. Janahar is also a concept where economy meals are being offered to the traveling passengers at stations. And apart from these three, the other units, that is the static units, constitute of the stalls, the catering stalls or the multi-purpose stalls or the refreshment rooms at the smaller station, that is the B category and below category of stations. Stations are categorized based on the station earnings, annual earnings of the stations, into A1 category, A category, B category, C category, D category, E category, F category, and halt stations. So, based on the station earnings of passenger and freight earnings, those are included. So, considering those facts, these stations are classified. So, at A1 and A category primarily, the bigger stations, you'll find refreshment rooms. So, refreshment rooms, as I told you, that they have become part of the station plan and station amenity, the station service, and have been classified as passenger amenity, essential passenger amenity. So all the stations you will find all the bigger stations you will generally find refreshment rooms. These started way back in British era, and refreshment rooms were developed. And a general refreshment room, you will find that a small kitchen is there where meals are prepared, and dining area is there where passengers can sit and have those meals. As per the times, the services are available: morning breakfast, afternoon lunch, late evening and night dinners, and snacks are also available. Tea, coffee, and general catering items are also available. Few of the refreshment rooms offer services for 24 hours, because many times, passengers travel at night and they might require some services which are not available otherwise. So some of the refreshment rooms are also operational 24/7. But generally, these are closed after the dinner. Then the other segment that I have explained is the Janahar. The Janahar is the segment which addresses the economy meals requirement of the traveling passengers, and generally the rate varies from 5 to 50. But nowadays, Railways is also considering to review those menu tariffs and have come up with the revised tariffs, where a few other items, costing sell pricing more than 50 are also available. So Janta meal, as you have heard, constituting puri and aloo ki bhaji with one pickles, with little pickle and one green chili. That's the hallmark of Indian Railways in terms of economic meals, which are being offered at rupees 15 to passengers till date. That is inclusive of GST. So that you can understand that it's a it's a it's a it's a it's a big achievement for Railways to offer meals to all kind of passenger having different profiles. The weaker segment also is able to have uh, uh, meal sufficient to fulfill the appetite at a very reasonable rate, which you will not find otherwise even outside railways also. So 50 rupee meals is really a big achievement by railways. So these meals are also available at the stalls. So what actually happens is that the refreshment room people, they prepare those meals and then they sell it to the catering 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 stalls also, and the passengers they can have these items at different places, different units at the station. So this was about Janahar, and now we come down to something new, like Sattvic meals would be new to this. So around the 2000 2003, new concept of having units where the pricing was not a bar, and the items that passengers would otherwise get outside the railways in good restaurants and big restaurants, that arrived. That concept arrived, and railways took this challenge to introduce food plazas. Food plazas were the bigger, restaurants having a very large dining area with a provision of kitchen where meals could be prepared, and once the meals were prepared, they could be served, and the meals were different meals. Till now, whatever I have told you, all the meals are being regulated by the menu, and meals are regulated by railway board, the tariff also. What is standard meal? Standard meal में क्या होगा? आलू, जैसे जनता खाना है तो जनता खाना भी एक regulated meal है. Even the tea which is being served at the stations, it is also regulated. The quantity is regulated. The quality is regulated. The pricing is regulated by railway board, Ministry of Railways. But the segment that I'm talking now, going to talk now about, the food plaza and fast food unit, these are totally different units. यहाँ पे कोई regulation नहीं है. It's free market. So free market means whatever market is deciding outside railways, those items and prices would be applicable, and those items which are otherwise popular outside, they will be made available from such units. So these food plaza and fast food units are gaining a lot of popularity, and IRCTC have been able to develop around 300 such units at different stations pan India over Indian Railways. And very good chains have also come up, and we have been able to pull in big brands like Haldiram, Kareem, Cafe Coffee Day, and Travel Food Services, TFS, and many other brands, Comsum, and other brands also have arrived. So this way, these fast food unit and food plazas are also gaining a lot of name, fame, and getting very popular among the passengers, traveling passengers especially. So this is broadly about the railway catering, what we were talking about. Now we'll try to discuss how this concept of Sattvic meals can, get on board in railways. As I've already told you, as we have already discussed, yes, just a moment. They reached. So Sattvic meals. Sattvic meals, the pure vegetarian meals concept, the organic food meals concept, these can gain a lot of popularization. They can have their own space, and I think that we should work. Sattvic Council should work to develop such kind of outlets over Indian Railways. How they need to be distinguished as a different segment, catering to different segment, and we were trying to open up some uh, small units, and we should also try to introduce such menus at the existing units, if at all it is possible. So सात्विक मील्स में बहुत अच्छा पोटेंशियल मुझे नजर आ रहा है और even in railways also, I think that mobile units also we may have we are having a lot of trains which are covering the religious circuit, traversing from the different places over Pan India network and reaching out to the religiously important places like Dwarka is a place, like Jammu is a place. जम्मू जम्मू में सब लोग माता जी के दर्शन के लिए जाते हैं तो वैष्णो माता जी के दर्शन के लिए तो generally people traveling to such places they don't have any other meal, and generally in pantry also you won't find any non-veg or eggs in such train like हजूर साहब नांदेड़ एक्सप्रेस चलती है तो वो जैसे चलती है तो उस ट्रेन में इट्स यूनिक थिंग कि कई लोग बाहर से भी आते हैं गुरुद्वारों से आते हैं अपना लंगर लेके पैसेंजर्स को फीड करने के लिए स्टेशन पे और पैंट्री के अंदर कुछ भी नॉनवेज आइटम नहीं होता है तो जो इस तरह की चीजें इस तरह की ट्रेन्स है वी कैन दीज कैन बी आइडेंटिफाइड एंड सच सर्विसेज कैन बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड लेकिन उसके लिए द चैलेंज ऑफ हैविंग गुड क्वालिटी ऑथेंटिक clean and hygienic meal which is nutritious also and which are properly packaged offered to passengers and reasonably priced. So this is a big challenge. So I think that Sattvic Council will work on this, and we are also IRCTC is also open, and I am handling the static catering at corporate office. So I would request that if someone from Sattvic Council can come and we can discuss about this concept, how to get it ahead in the existing units of IRCTC. So this is a big opportunity for the students. So students के लिए मैं ये भी बताना चाहता हूँ कि लाइक स्टार्टअप्स आजकल हर जगह बन रहे हैं आईआईटीज में इतने सारे स्टार्टअप्स लोग बनाते हैं आईएम से पास आउट होकर लोग कितना स्टार्टअप बनाते हैं द पीपल हु आर ऑलरेडी वर्किंग they leave their job and start their startups and government of India is also pushing very hard in developing this concept of having a lot of startups इतने यूनिकॉर्न्स इंडियंस बने हैं इंडिया में और बाहर में तो होटल मैनेजमेंट के जो ग्रेजुएट्स हैं जो डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस में पढ़ते हैं तो they can also be part of this startup fraternity. They can also become good entrepreneurs because food business is a big business. It's such a business that it will never die. And food business एक ऐसा business है जो कि हर शहर में आपको मिलेगा, हर गांव कूचों में मिलेगा और इंडियंस तो यहाँ से बाहर जाकर वो इतने अच्छे अच्छे स्टार्टअप्स बना देते हैं, इतने अच्छे अच्छे रेस्टोरेंट्स डेवलप कर रहे हैं, इतने अच्छे होटल्स डेवलप कर रहे हैं, ईटरी डेवलप कर रहे हैं. तो आई थिंक दैट देयर इज लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स. Only thing is, they should plan it in such a way that startup जो एक यूनिक कॉन्सेप्ट पे वर्क किया जाता है, so they should know each and every aspect of they should know something of marketing, they should know something of production, they should know something of logistics, they should know something about HR, and they should know how to create a concept, create a different concept which is a workable and which is saleable concept. तो इस तरह का अगर कुछ होगा तो हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, they can do wonders, and they have got lot of potential, they have got lot of potential, as I understand. So broadly this was about the railway catering that I have shared. And let me also inform that SATC का जो website है, not the ticketing one, the corporate portal website, the menu is also available there. और एक हमारा ऐप भी बना था जिसमें कि वो चीज अवेलेबल है. तो I will also try to show you, tell you about that. कहाँ पे है? पहले हमने बनाया था मेन्यू. कुक फूड मेन्यू. ये देखिए, I'll try to share my screen. Share screen पे है. How to share screen?
So there will be a button in the
कहाँ पे है ये?
line
कहाँ पे
below.
बताइए जरा. I'm not able to catch it.
Yeah, sir, last line में share का option आ रहा होगा. एक
हाँ, share, okay, okay.
upwards up.
हाँ हाँ हाँ. Is it visible now? सबको दिख रहा है?
Not yet, sir.
Entire screen ना? अच्छा, it's getting connected. 2 मिनट रुके, आपको मैं दिखाता हूँ. But otherwise, IRCTC पोर्टल का जो वो है, it's irctc.com. तो irctc.com में when you open up, तो नीचे की तरफ lot of menu options are there. एकदम bottom में जब scroll करके नीचे जाओगे तो उसमें cook food menu लिखा हुआ है. तो cook food menu में जब हम जाते हैं तो उसमें सब दिखता है ये. I think there is some technical issue that we are encountering. The ball is just rolling, but it's not getting connected, I think. कोई बात नहीं. तो dear students, आप लोगों को मतलब मैं ये बता रहा हूँ, you can go through this option also, irctc.com, and you scroll down to एकदम bottom and you will find with a black background a lot of options are there. So there is one option of cook food menu. So when you open that and you click that, this menu of Mail Express Humsafar train menu, beverages, breakfast, meal, a la carte, Rajdhani Shatabdi Duronto menu, Gatiman Tejas Vande Bharat Express menu. This you will find. You can click on any one of those and you will find that the different menu which are available along with the tariff. This we created way back in 2018 for enabling the passengers to know their menu, know their right, what they are entitled to. If they want some service, तो 10 रुपए अगर खर्च करें तो 10 रुपए में उसको कौन सी चाय कितनी चाय मिलनी चाहिए. So such kind of things, enabling the passengers to know, to have the different information about the services that are being offered by Indian Railways. So ये एक मेन्यू का हमने बताया. तो आई होप दैट someday will come and will be offering a new menu of Satvik food menu, Satvik meal menu, and I hope that they will come sooner than later. So now the session is open for questions. If you have, I'll try to able to satisfy with your with my little knowledge, little information, whatever I have. So किसी को अगर कोई सवाल है तो आप पूछ सकते हो. It's a open platform.
Yeah, sure. So, dear students, you can ask your doubts by unmuting yourself, or you can either write in the chat box as well.
You can write on chat box also. I've tried to, give whatever best I could have given in such short time. Railway catering is a very big, subject. People have written a lot of books. Try to, unravel the way the secrets that it has, and various people have, worked, very, very deeply and seriously into this thought. And probably Railway is the only organization pan India which is having a directorate for catering. Pan India, there's no other. I have never heard of any organization having catering as a department, because generally it is outsourced, and there's no one to take care of those catering issues. But catering issue is such a issue that it encounters every passenger. Say for example, if I talk of airlines, so even in airlines also, till Air India was there, there was a segment which was handling this. But departmentally, nobody handles. It's generally the concessionaire it offers to the private people, and this is how it goes. So there is no regulation kind of thing in most of the organization. Even in roadways also, you'll find there's a lot of scope. There's a lot of requirement of the passenger to have hygienic meals, but you never get at the station, at the bus stations and the terminals. But at stations, at railway stations, Ministry of Railway has ensured that such facility, they have defined what kind of facility should be there, and they have made it a point that the passenger amenity is such a thing which has been made essential as part of the station plan. So whenever a station is developed, such items are considered. They are well considered and given a priority for setting up. So this is about railway catering. तो रेलवे एक बड़ा यूनिक है. वैसे तो केटरिंग भी बहुत वास्ट है और रेलवे भी बहुत वास्ट है, लेकिन रेलवे के अंदर जो केटरिंग है वो बहुत अच्छे लेवल से मतलब मैनेज की जा रही है. और एक ट्रैवलिंग पैसेंजर को कभी भी चलते चलते भी अगर बोल दिया जाता है तो हो जाता है कि भाई क्या करें. एंड सोशल मीडिया पे भी ऐसा होता है, तो देयर इज लॉट ऑफ कंसर्न which are being addressed on board. So times are changing. So this is how we are going about it. So Anshi, I think I have addressed and tried to satisfy the students with the information.
Yes, sir.
And there are no questions I see. So
Yeah,
I think that people are, the students especially, are satisfied.
Yeah, so thank you so much, sir, for such an informative and motivational session.
I must thank you for the patience that the students had. I did not show any, a very beautiful video or something. I just spoke. So maybe the students got little bored, might be, but we'll try to, include some videos or something, something different, so that there's interest in the students. Okay. But information is very important. That's why I tried to spoke, and whatever I had, I have spoken. So we'll take this ahead in the next session.
Sure, sir. I thank both of my speakers, guest speakers today, for sharing their valuable thoughts with us and their valuable time. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Anand, sir. Thank you, Dilip, sir. Thank you, sir.